Alright, so here's what I've got. I got a bunch of sticks laid out here, and I showed you in the last video, previous to this, some new stuff that I'm working on, especially the nylon tips. But now I want to show you something that I discovered that is mind-blowing, alright? And I told you what I do is, here I've got a whole bunch of sticks all lined up here, from the heaviest, the most dense wood, down to the lightest wood. And I want you to listen to the sound on the tom. Alright, I'll start out with the jojoba, purple heart, hickory walnut, cherry, back to hickory on a manufactured stick, and oak on a manufactured stick. And then I'm going to come to the bamboo, and then the mahogany, the macore, cherry, sycamore, birch, birch again manufactured, and then maple, and then my birch with my tips, and go down right through to the poplar. Okay, those are the, now what, these are the 1/2 inch sticks, 9/16 is what I'll start out with, and right down to the oak, and then we'll move up to the 5/8. Listen, this is, I hope the microphone, you pick this up. Now I can hear that already from the density of the walnut, from the jojoba, the purple heart, and the hickory. I can hear the difference right there. I'll keep going, watch. Cherry. This is a regal tip 5A. Nylon tip, very small neck, so you're not going to get a lot of impact out of it. This is the oak. Manufactured oak. Alright, so here's the 1/2 inch jojoba to the 5B oak wood tip. You can definitely hear a difference. I mean, that's so obvious. Okay, now oak obviously is a heavy, dense stick. Can't say it's not. But now we'll go from, and I'll just keep reminding you from the jojoba. This is the boso, 5/8. Say it's a 5B. Boso 5B. No, this is a 2B. I'm sorry, it's a 2B. Mahogany. Macore. Cherry. Sycamore. Birch. This is also manufactured birch, 5B. Maple, wood tip. The extended, oh no, this is the fir. And then the poplar. Poplar was one of my new tips. And then the 3/4 inch I told you about. Now just to give you an idea, I can hear slight variations as I go to a lighter wood with less density. Alright, so here's the, no, it's here. The jojoba to the poplar. Now, I don't know if you can hear that, and I'll listen to this later to see. If there's not much difference, I won't even put it up. But if you're seeing it, then you know that the microphone is picking up a difference. This is alarming to me. This is a 1/2 inch jojoba, but it's very hard, dense wood. Isn't that incredible? So the harder and denser the wood is, it may help to save sticks and not wear out so fast, but the tone off the drums is just different. And this is poplar. It's the lightest one of the bunch. And yet the sound of the drums just opens up. There's something about the density of the wood and the weight of that wood, because they're both nylon tips, same size. There's something about the density of the wood that just chokes the energy coming off the drum head. And it's instantaneous. It's not like you're leaving the head on there. You're just touching it. It's the same velocity. I thought, wow, that was an incredible discovery for me. So I'm kind of glad I like lighter sticks. Now, as far as, let me show you what the difference in the tip sounds from the ones that I'm making out of those spacers, nylon spacers, as opposed to regular manufactured tips. Okay. So here we go. Let's get wood tip. Whoop. Let's get the wood tip in there. Bamboo tip, manufactured tip. And then I'll just use one of the sticks that I'm using now, because it's just a tip is all it really is about. Okay, so here we go. This is I should do oak. Here's oak. All right. I don't have any hickory wood tips, but oak is pretty close. All right. So here's oak. Maple. Bamboo. Regal tip, nylon. My 5B Ghost, nylon. Poplar, spacer tip. The volume difference is unbelievable. It's shocking to me that these tips they're just, it's a total accident, just an experiment. Man, I love it. So for the do-it-yourselfers out there, if you play with nylon tips, I would definitely try this, because this is it doesn't matter which cymbal. And I'm still getting a decent bounce. Bounce is fine, and you can see the difference in the neck that I've chosen. Rather, the difference between the Ghost, the Kit Tools 5B Ghost, and my 5/8 of an inch poplar. The neck size is a little thicker because I don't want to break my sticks, for the light wood. And, it gives me a little more heft and endurance of the stick. But the difference. So you say, yeah, man, the tips are bigger, so there should be more volume. Well, okay, I'm not going to argue with that, but my point is this. Here are the size tips that you're getting when you buy nylon tip sticks. I don't care if they're round balls. Do I have those here? No, they're back in the rack. The round ball tip or teardrop tips or whatever. So I think that the difference of there's no weight difference, there's just a size difference, because they don't weigh any different. These spacers, I don't even think there's a gram of weight between this and a regular tip that I can put on the scale. And but the sound difference is just, I love it. Well, there's a much more volume and more of a articulate sting to the sound. So anyway, that's my gig on the stick. So for those of you that are normally using oak or hickory, what else is out there, right? It's oak, hickory, or maple, and I guess some manufacturers, Kitsul's not around anymore. There might be somebody out there making birch sticks again. But generally, even the difference between hickory and the oak and the maple is, I hear a difference here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. But when you go from really heavy wood, like this, well, this is cherry, the jojoba, back to the poplar, or even any of the others, maple, birch, the difference off the drums is it's like a choke sound to an open fuller sound. So you might want to experiment with that. If you're used to playing hickory sticks or oak sticks, you might want to experiment. And you know, if you don't make your own, get a pair, buy a pair, and see if the sound on the cymbals and the drums, you know, don't sound different. So if I go to lightest to lightest. Alright, so that's the difference between the tip that I put on the jojoba and a regular manufactured tip that I put on the poplar, right? But the difference is this. It bothers me. The force coming back through the stick, it's like playing baseball on a cold day and the bats are cold, you know, and you take a swing and you strike the baseball and you get a shock in your hands because it's just cold out. Everything's cold. This is that same kind of feeling. The heavier and more dense the wood, even with hickory, the amount of shock that's coming back through the stick of the heavier models into my fingers is totally negated by the softer woods. I don't even feel it. All right, so that's mahogany, and it comes in, I don't know, about 400 points, 500 points less than maple and birch. Still kind of heavy for me to be comfortable with it, but there's no shock at all with the. It's just, for me, for my hands, it's a much more pleasing experience to play off the ride cymbal with a wood that's not, I'll call it brittle, because that's what it feels like. The sticks feel brittle when you get into the heavier, more dense woods. All right, so thanks for watching. I appreciate it. That is my comparison of sticks that I've been making and some that I bought off drum heads, off cymbals, tips, and give you a little information to chew on, huh? All right, thanks for watching. Have a good day.